Yo guys, what's going on? Mr. Phenomenal here, back with a special edition of MLB The Show. This video is going to be all about tips and tricks and things that have worked best for me personally in my success in MLB The Show. I've been playing MLB The Show since about the end of MLB 16 to MLB 17. PCI hitting is something that I have taken a lot of pride in getting better at over the last few games. And this video is going to be showing you guys what I find to help me the most in being able to square up the ball with my PCI. I'll give you my settings. I'll give you my PCI, a couple outside tips, and everything else that you guys are interested in, because at the end of the day, everyone's looking to hit nukes, right? So either way, let's jump into it. So right off the bat here, a mode that you're going to want to spend a lot of time in if you're looking to get better. Obviously, you can be playing the online modes, ranked seasons, battle royale, even online rated. But specifically here on the bottom left, directly underneath me, custom practice. Custom practice is crucial, and it's also a lot more useful than people actually realize. A lot of the best MLB The Show players that you guys watch, hopefully I'm one of them, but even just the best players in general, custom practice is their best friend. Their best friend. They don't use it every time they get online, but let's say you see a guy that's really good at the game, wakes up in the morning, is a little groggy, grabs a cup of coffee. It's just like any other athlete. It's just like anybody else. What do they do before they play? Before they participate in what matters, in the meaningful stuff? They warm up, right? So essentially what you can do is you can go back and forth in custom practice. You can pick any team you want. Doesn't have to be big league teams either. It can be minor league teams. I think they might have the extra teams in here too, with American League and National League All-Stars. So you can pick the best pitchers in the game to face, which will only make you better. They also have the mid-century groundbreakers, expansion era boomers, long ball beasts. These three teams have more of the classic cards, the older cards, the old timers. And again, it'll help you out. All that's going to do is make you better, because you can choose whatever team you want to choose. For example, let's say I wanted to do National League All-Stars and I was the Padres. The only downfall is that you actually aren't able to choose your specific road ranked seasons team, your Diamond Dynasty team. You aren't able to use that specific team. So, you know, if you want to get better with a specific card, you're just going to have to find that card in the list of teams. So for example, let's say I had Fernando Tatis Jr. and I wanted to hit better with him because I wasn't. I'm going to be putting him up against pitchers in the National League All-Star team, and you can set the difficulty in your main menu. Another key component to this is making sure in the top right here, when you go to your settings and you go to gameplay, that your hitting difficulty at the very top is turned not from dynamic, but to the level that you want. So if you're brand new to the game, I'd recommend rookie or veteran if you want to challenge yourself a little bit. If you have some more experience, veteran's a good one, all-star, and then you work your way up to Hall of Fame. If you really want to challenge yourself and you really, really want to get better with practice, all-star, Hall of Fame, these two right here are going to where you're going to want to live. Once you get good at All-Star, you're going to want to move your way up to Hall of Fame and eventually Legend, but Legend is for literally legends. We're going to be doing All-Star for the purpose of this video and jumping into that custom game mode and showing you guys my best tips and tricks. So before we get into the actual gameplay, make sure when you're playing online, before anything else, one thing that always works against people that they don't necessarily consider when picking a stadium is you want to pick a stadium that's got a good batter's eye. You don't want to pick a stadium where you can't see the ball. For example, as we go through here, you're looking at this Laughing Mountain Park, right? You see the skies above center field, they're light blue. So if you play daytime or even nighttime, the first couple innings, it's going to be hard to see the ball. So you really want to make sure you're finding a stadium that's got the absolute one of the best batter's eyes, so you can see the ball, preferably dark, preferably not the same color as the ball. So we're gonna go with Ship It Stadium for this, the purposes of this video. We're gonna be going October at night, and to avoid that sun glare, you could also switch it over to from clear skies to overcast, just so that you don't have that sun glare in the background. But let's hop into this gameplay. So right away you can see I'm looking at Trevor Bauer, and here comes a pitch from Trevor Bauer, and I swing and take it the other way, right? Fair enough. That ball actually was hit decently well as well. So in order to customize this, you can change the type of practice that you're going to do. Now, behind my cam space here is all the pitches that Trevor Bauer throws, and you can select which pitch you would like him to throw and which pitch you would not like him to throw. For the sake of this video, we're going to switch it over to Jacob deGrom because he's got some of the nastiest stuff in baseball. You can toggle any pitcher you want: Kershaw, Lamet, Devin Williams, Mark Melancon, anybody and everybody. And you want to make sure that, you know, for example, I struggle against Jacob deGrom. And like I said, we switch this team over, we roll it all the way through, and we're going to hit with Manny Machado. Let's say righty on righty. I'm not very good against Jacob deGrom. We're going to hit with Manny Machado. So right off the bat here, we're looking at Jacob deGrom. We have Manny Machado. Here's my PCI. And initially, so right off the bat here, you see Jacob deGrom is pitching to Manny Machado. You have a good clear batter's eye. You're looking at a guy in Major League Baseball right now that's got arguably some of the best stuff you can possibly see. High 90s to low 100s four-seam fastball, slider, changeup, curveball, and a two-seam. So this is my plate coverage indicator, aka my PCI. And as you can see, I'm late. I'm late on Jacob deGrom. He's obviously got some of the nasty stuff in baseball. For the sake of this video, one thing I want everybody watching to pay attention to, and this doesn't necessarily apply to this practice mode specifically, but something that is so crucial to being successful at the plate in MLB The Show 21. When you are playing online, so for the most part here, as you can see in the top of this screen, let's say this is an actual at bat, you're facing somebody and they're using Jacob deGrom. What kind of patterns do you notice here at the top? Well, clearly he loves his fastball. And as you know, once he gets to 2 strikes, he's probably going to want to spin a breaking ball, probably going to want to go off speed. These are all things that you have to think about, and so you're not going up to the plate, I don't know what's coming. I have no idea. What is he going to throw? He likes his fastball, right? For right there, he just hung a slider. We hit it to dead center, and it's gone, right? So being on time with the pitches all comes down to being prepared for the pitches to actually come in. Right there, I was late. I wasn't ready for the fastball. He just threw a slider, and I wasn't ready for the down and away fastball. The thing that makes hitting a lot easier for people is the plate coverage indicator and having patterns with it. Something that I've had a lot of success with is having patterns. For me, if I start my PCI low in the zone and he ends up throwing an elevated fastball, I have a much harder time with my left stick, moving my left stick, keeping it down, and when he throws a high fastball, bringing it up to the top of the zone. Find that sweet spot for you as a hitter in which areas you have a tendency to pull the PCI either down or push it up. And if it's one way or the other, it doesn't matter. But make sure whatever one you're faster with is the one you're not starting on, if that makes any sense. So for me, I'm much faster and have much more of a habit of having it up in the zone and pulling down. And that doesn't work in my favor sometimes. Sometimes I get a pitch and I do that. I obviously did it on purpose, but look where my PCI was. I pulled it down. I'd have a tendency of doing that sometimes. If you're a guy who starts down and you're a lot better at getting up in the zone, then you can try and do that. But the point is finding that sweet spot and making sure your thumb on the analog stick is in a good spot so that you're able to reach every single ball, including ones like that aren't even on the plate. I generally keep my thumb in the middle of the analog stick, and in order to keep myself nice and loose, a lot of times if I'm actually struggling, I'll do a couple big circles, fast circles, really get my thumb engaged, and then track with a high and just try to put the PCI on it. For the purposes of this video, I'm swinging at a lot of different stuff, but generally speaking, if you guys can see my thumb, I have it in the middle, and I like to move it around before the pitch comes. And it's really hard to hit like this, but I like to move it around, keep it nice and loose, right in the middle. And then once you're loosened up, all you have to do is put that PCI near the baseball and just tap X. Just tap X. Don't try to bash X. Don't try to lightly tap it. Don't be hesitant with it. Swing with conviction. That's another thing that I found, is that the commitment to the pitch. As a hitter in this game, you have to commit to a pitch, because if you do commit fully to the pitch, more than likely, even if the PCI is not on the ball, you're probably going to foul it off. There's that big circle that comes on the outside of the PCI after you take the swing that shows the general area of where you could possibly foul a ball off. For the sake of this video, obviously I just ripped a perfect ball up the middle, but don't worry about having to absolutely put the middle of the PCI on the ball. That will come with practice. That's something that doesn't just happen right away. That's going to come with this custom practice mode. Okay. So now let's see, you know, I'm done facing Jacob deGrom. I don't want to face him anymore. I still want Machado, but you know, I actually have a really hard time against Kenley Jansen with his cutter and his slider. I just have a really hard time with it. And I don't know, you know, how to hit it. I have a hard time laying off the cutter. The last thing I'll say on these practice modes is, if you're having trouble against a specific pitcher, the good news is every single pitcher you're able to face in these practice modes for the most part, unless there's a super random card that is not included in anything. But if you're having trouble against the pitcher, you don't even have to swing in the practice modes. You can just track pitches and practice putting your PCI where you think the ball would be until you feel confident enough to take a full swing. The good news is it's practice. Full swing doesn't mean anything. If you chunk it, if you break your bat, if you swing and miss, it doesn't matter because it's practice. So at the end of the day, tracking pitches from different pitchers is so crucial. You need to be able to track it and practice locating your PCI before you even take swings, right? PCI in, cutter in, found the PCI. A lot of times for me, I have a really hard time laying off the lefty slider down and into a righty. So I'm going to find Josh Hader. I'm going to do only sliders. I'm going to turn off the other pitches, and here it comes. This is something that works so well in your favor. If you have a hard time against not only a specific pitcher, but a specific pitch, you can just turn the other pitches off. So it's super, super crucial that you guys get into this custom practice mode. It's super customizable. It's really accessible and easy to use. And it helps you build up that muscle memory of getting these PCIs where you want them to against pitchers and even specific pitches that you have a hard time against. So let's see if we can take him yard here. But like I said, the slider lefty on righty is a pitch that I sometimes have issues with, especially if he puts it down and in. And there it is. Right away, as you can see, slider down and in, I'm having issues with it. So we'll see. We'll see if I can do something here. But guys, just be sure to use this mode to your absolute advantage, because it can only help. It can only help. In fact, I'd be surprised if anybody says it does anything bad for your development in this game, because Machado right there hammers a deep fly ball to right field, opposite field home run. Also, by the way, guys, I just want to let you guys know really quick my settings. I know I mentioned I would do that. So for gameplay, like I said, you can toggle the hitting difficulty to whatever you want, but the hitting view is strike zone, and hitting interface is zone with buttons. PCI, I have circles in the center. I have a wedge for the inner, none for the outer, and I like the color white with 70% transparency. None of them fade out because they're consistent the entire time. So that'll do it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching for the hitting tips. If you guys want to see more tips, more in-depth analysis, I might be able to actually tilt the camera or get a second camera angle to show you guys what I do with my fingers specifically that helps me hit better in this game. I'm definitely not a professional. I'm probably not even top 100. But I will say I've had a lot of success in this game. I've been to World Series a few times, 12-0 a few times. So the success is there. The proof is in the pudding. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, got some useful tips out of it, and made sure to really, really utilize that practice at least once, you know, a few minutes before you dive into the online modes, because last thing you want to do is go into an online mode cold, not have played the entire day, and next thing you know, you're playing a BR game and you're in the third inning of the BR game with no hits. It's not any fun, right? So practice mode will really help people out, especially if you're new to the game. Even if you haven't played it, or you're a returning player after not playing the game for a few years, it's going to help you guys out a lot. I can't emphasize that enough. So thank you guys so much for watching this tips video. I'll be sure to try to put some more tips out there. But for the most part, we're going to be diving into Diamond Dynasty, Battle Royale, ranked seasons, Road to the Show. Every corner of this game is going to be covered by myself, Mr. Phenomenal. So be sure to like I said, comment down below what kind of content you want to see for MLB The Show 21. Subscribe to the channel because we're going to go crazy. We're going to be pumping out content nonstop. Also, follow me on Twitch. I stream 5 nights a week. Going to be playing MLB The Show 21. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be an awesome year. I'm super excited, and I'm glad you guys are along for the ride. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.